What's good? What's good? What's good? What's good, sports fan? Thank you guys for tuning in to the Voice of the Fans podcast. Give yourselves a round of applause for being here. Might as well keep that going. Give Cleveland Steel a round of applause for showing up this week on the Voice of the Fans podcast. How's it going, my guy?
Doing all right, Cam. How about yourself?
All right, man. Well, how's your springtime, man? You haven't been dodging any raindrops here recently. How's it going up here for the Northwest for you?
It's been pleasantly dry. I'm still wearing my sweatshirts and North Face jackets, which is a little disappointing in May considering, but we'll get to it.
Nah, this is actually pretty pleasant, to be honest with you. Sports fans, this has been a pleasant time for sports fans, man. We got a lot of stuff to talk about. We got the NBA second round of NBA playoffs and rolling in full steam. We got the NFL schedule just being released. We got Bill Belichick in the news. Cleveland, I don't know how much you keeping up with this. Is Bill Belichick in risk of losing his job? Don't answer that now, but we're gonna talk about them later. Cleveland says no without a doubt. He didn't hesitate. But there's a lot of scuttlebutt out there about Bill Belichick letting the youngin run his Instagram and public affairs. Some people think she's running more than just that. What's your thoughts on
that? She's an ambitious gal from what I hear, but it is still. I'm so sorry, your favorite coach, if I'm not mistaken. So be curious to see if you're jumping off the bandwagon already.
Well, not at all. But I mean, it's kind of peculiar. All of a sudden, this curmudgeon has been a control freak for all these years, and then all of a sudden, some little college graduate ain't coming stealing all his control. It's kind of peculiar. I mean, being a man, I understand some of it, but come on, Bill's a grown ass man. Bill is still don't go that way, does it? Well, apparently so. Once again, fans, thank you guys for tuning into the Voice of the Fans podcast. This is your man, Cam. It is May 14th, 2025. And what we're going to talk about today is we're going to jump on this NBA playoffs, Cleveland. And I want to get your feedback. You told us a couple weeks ago why this is your favorite time of the year. Has this NBA playoffs lived up to the billing for you?
Oh, absolutely, Cameron. Unfortunately, it's been marred by a few devastating injuries in the Eastern Conference playoffs and also in the Western Conference playoffs. But all in all around, it's certainly actually exceeded my expectations.
Well, who exceeded a lot of people's expectations is that kid, Jalen Brunson. Have you come around on Jalen Brunson as yet?
No, he's putting up some fantastic numbers, and he may possibly get out of the second round.
The question was, have you come around on the guy who was given the initial Mr. Clutch award? Have you come because I've been trying to talk to you about Jalen Brunson for a couple seasons now. You didn't buy it. You thought Dallas did a good job by just shooing him away. You thought that was a good decision. And then the New York Knicks, you just had no faith in what he was doing with the New York Knicks last season. And my question to you is, now that he's won Mr. Clutch, the Mr. Clutch award, not sure where this stemmed from, but all of a sudden there's a new award that was passed out this season, and he won it. Are you ready to put some respect on Mr. Jalen Brunson's name?
Tad bit. I'm not ready to call him a superstar, but good for him for getting to Game 6 of the second round of the Eastern Conference playoffs.
So you don't think that when they go home for Game 6, you don't think they can win that Game 6 and advance to the Eastern Conference Finals?
Potentially. I mean, they should have been able to beat the Boston Celtics without their best player, but they didn't do that either. So.
I kind of think Boston had a lot to prove. So let's continue to stick on this series real quick. Jaylen Brown had something to prove tonight, that he was worth that $300 million that he's getting. And so I was going to ask you, obviously he needed to step up, but do you see him winning 2 games? I know he can win one, and he won that one game tonight. Can he win 2 games and get it back to Boston? 2 consecutive games against the New York Knicks and get it back to Boston? Or do you think Jalen Brunson is just going to get lucky and hit a couple game late game buckets in the fourth quarter that could propel the Knicks to a win. How do you see this playing out?
Oh, most definitely. I think Jaylen Brown can show up in Madison Square Garden and get this game back to Boston Garden Game 7.
Oh, so you see a Game 7 on the rise? Okay, that'll be interesting. I'm hoping he can. I'm rooting for Jaylen to at least push it to Game 7. If they don't win it, I understand. It's understandable if the Celtics don't win the series, considering one of their best players went down. So that's very understandable. But now I'm rooting for Jaylen Brown to push it to a Game 7, and we'll see if he can get that done. Oklahoma City Thunder. Now, you have been unwilling to give them any respect or any credit for their having the best record in the NBA, obtaining the number 1 seed in the very tough Western Conference. You've been hesitant all season long to give them the praise that I feel that they desire, that the league MVP deserves. You've been hesitant to give them that praise. Are you ready to give them the respect that they deserve today?
I certainly give them respect for going toe-to-toe and punch for punch with the former NBA champions 1 year removed. Yeah, it's been a compelling series. It's been my favorite series, actually.
Oh, it's been the best series, actually, by far. I can't imagine the finals being any better than this. The 2 MVP candidates going back to forth. Nikola Jokic has been no short of spectacular. Nothing short of spectacular. If he had some help, this Denver Nuggets team would be dangerous. If he had some help other than Aaron Gordon, somebody consistent, this team would be very dangerous. Your guy stepped up and put a scare in somebody in the put a scare in OKC yesterday, but it was just inconsistent. Your guy, the Canadian, what's his name?
Jamal Murray.
You know exactly who I was talking about when I speak of inconsistency.
Yeah, it's unfortunate, Cameron, that had it not been for the horrible shooting of Russell Westbrook, they probably would be up in this series at least 3-2, if not have already won this.
No, you can't say. Wait. How can you put all that on Russell?
Because they leave him wide open on purpose so that he will take that shot. I don't know if you noticed. Swing, and then there's nobody within 20 feet of him because they want him to take the shot. And
that's what he's supposed to. That's what he's supposed to step inside.
He's wide open. He's been trained that if you're wide open, we'll take the shot. But that's the whole point.
I've seen that happen far too often. I've seen that far too often. He's hit a few of them, but not enough to.
Cameron, few and far between. That's why he is so wide open. That's why there's no one anywhere near him. The ball swings around him.
That's
and nobody closes out on him because they want him to take the shot. He goes for it every time.
You ain't right. You ain't right for that one. But I can't say if he was knocking down every one of those wide open that the series would be over. I can't go that far.
Okay, well, it would at least be 3-2. At the very least. But it could quite possibly be over. Yeah.
I'm not going to go that far. OKC hasn't been playing their best. The MVP hasn't been playing his best. Shea SGA, he hasn't been playing his best. He had a good game last night, but he hasn't been playing his best. I don't totally agree with that. If obviously he would narrow the lead down, if he would narrow the lead down some, but I don't know that he would change the series that drastically. I'm not sure about that one. Also in that series, both teams are. I mean, this has been a great series. Both teams is taking shots, taking blows to the chin, body blows, uppercuts, and continue to fight back. That's made this tremendous series. Last night was a great series, and I think that quite possibly last night was a game breaker. Well, 44 points, 15 rebounds, and 5 assists. I think. What else could Jokic do? I mean, he's bringing it up court, pulling up threes. He's going up court, dishing it, running a fast break. What more can this man do on the court? I mean, I guess he can have a highlight dunk.
He could be a little bit more consistent down the stretch. It looks like he's running out of gas a little bit later in the game. That's unfortunate. Every game can't be a 5 to 7 point victory for them. Some of these games are going to have to grind out. I mean, and give the Thunder their credit. They weathered the storm last game. I didn't think they were gonna, but they dug it out. Chet,
they dug it out and pulled it out. And Lou Dort, credit Lou Dort for his 3-pointers. Yeah, he had 3 in that early in that fourth quarter. That it was teetering. It was teetering for OKC, and Lou Dort came in and bailed him out. And then after that, SGA hit a couple buckets to seal the win. But it was a hard fought game. The Timberwolves are up 3-1 on the Steph-less Golden State Warriors. Right now, the game is on. It's a 4-point game, I believe. If I saw that correctly. Yeah, it's a 4-point game. 2 minutes to go in the first quarter. Without obviously Steph going down, kind of changes the outlook of the series. Kind of changes everything you might have thought about the series coming into the game. But let's ignore Steph being out. What has caught your eye about this series here in particular?
That Jimmy Butler hasn't stepped up and kind of filled the void as far as being the marquee go-to player. Perhaps it's a little bit too soon. I mean, he hasn't been with the team that long, but
come on, stop it. When they joined the team, they were like 12-2.
But that was with Steph. I was kind of trying to give him the benefit of the doubt.
Fair enough.
So, this hasn't been his team the whole time. And, maybe he's not quite sure how to take over or something along those lines. But without Steph in the lineup, he has to be the go-to focal point of the offense. And so far, he hasn't been that.
Totally agreed. My actual question on that was, has playoff Jimmy let Warrior fans down? That was my actual question. In regards to Jimmy Butler.
I think playoff Jimmy's a little bit lost right now, but he needs to get on Waze and find out where he's going pretty quick.
Cleveland said he need to get on Waze. I mean, I'm not sure if you know, but in the Bay Area, they have the driverless cars, so everything's on the grid. So that he may need a Waygu, I think, is a vehicle. Get one of the Waygus just to get you there. The driverless cars, and you don't have to worry about Waze or anything else. That was a good line. I kind of think playoff Jimmy has let him down. Also, a couple of Julius Randle. Now, I know you know who Julius Randle is. Now, you was quick to breast Julius Randle and kick him up to the curb when he had that purple and gold on. Now, Julius Randle told me to ask you this. How you like me now? Hey, that was a text I got from Julius. That was a text I got from him earlier today.
How
you like me now?
You know what? I'm impressed. I've actually seen you go to the right hand and stay there for like 2 dribbles a couple times this series. That's been amazing.
You see how you do. Come on, man. The kid is balling out there. He's taking it to. I mean, the guy tried to talk his way into a Defensive Player of the Year award this season. He took it right to your guy Draymond last game. He took it right in his grill, right in his chin. And he gave him every bit of mashed potatoes and salsa that he had the night before. He had 30. He had a triple double. In fact, Julius Randle. You have to be impressed. Anthony Edwards. Obviously, Steph going down is a major story of this series. Anthony Edwards' growth is 1B in this series. He's absolutely turning into that guy. I don't know how much are you glued to he's made this series a must-see series. Because once Steph goes down, some people kind of turn it off. Golden State doesn't have a chance, blah, blah, blah. But if you've been watching, you've seen this kid take his game to another level. And it's not only about scoring with Anthony Edwards. Now he's getting other players involved. When they're double teaming him, he's making that extra pass. So it is a swing, and they are finding that open man. And Anthony Edwards is when they needed points the other night, and it was Golden State was hovering around, keeping it a close game. It was Anthony Edwards that went on like a 6-point scoring barrage of his own and kind of put the game. Well, it was never out of reach, but he kind of put a good, comfortable distance in the for the Timberwolves. Are you seeing the same thing, or am I blowing it up? What do you see from Edwards in this series?
Well, Cam, you are blowing it a little bit out of proportion.
Oh,
he has had a great, he was able to get past the Lakers in the first round, and so far,
nobody said nothing about the Lakers. That was 2 weeks ago.
So far against the Golden State Warriors without Steph Curry, he's had some really good games. So yeah, I mean, he's kind of done what he's supposed to do. A lot of
fans. He started off.
A lot of people have anointed him already, calling him the Dragon. His new nickname is the Dragon Slayer, and that's great. But I'd like to see it get out the second round first, and then we can,
I mean, if memory served me correctly, I think his team represented the Western Conference in the finals last season. So when you say you want to see him get out the second round, I'm like, he's already done that.
No, I meant this season. That's great that they were able to get to the Western Conference Finals last year. They lost to the Dallas Mavericks.
Okay, see, fans. I was seriously asking a genuine question, and when he started with they got past the Lakers in the first round, when he started with that, you knew you weren't going to get it. I knew at least you weren't going to get a genuine answer. Because it's there's still some hostility left in that series.
The genuine answer is he's been playing really, really good basketball. Is he playing NBA Finals basketball? That remains to be seen. But a lot of people are kind of already anointing him, given some of his early round successes. So I am just saying that I will revisit this conversation if he takes a step further than that and actually gets to the NBA Finals.
So he has right now today as we speak, Anthony Edwards has led his team to a 3-1 series lead over the Golden State Warriors without their best player, and you're still questioning if they can take it to the next level.
Yeah. Because the next level for them is the NBA Finals. They've, like you said, they've already been to the Western Conference Finals. So getting there will just be repeating what they were able to do last year.
So you're not. He doesn't get any credit for then.
Well, of course, he gets credit for getting them to the Western Conference Finals if he's able to do that, which he has.
If he's able to do that, he has his team up there. He's 36 minutes away.
Right. But he's not there yet, right?
Oh, my goodness. You act like a Steph-less Warriors team is going to keep him away. You can't acknowledge his greatness until a Steph-less Warrior team moves out of the way.
Golden State wins this game. It's 3-2.
Oh, come on.
And then I believe there's a 4-day rest. I believe they don't play again until Sunday, and then Steph can play. Then you got to be Steph in Golden State with him coming back, and then it comes all around to a game 7.
Where's that game 7
at? In the Target Center in Minneapolis.
Cleveland is you try. You just
France is not.
You see what I'm saying?
Time, so.
You see what I'm saying, fans? When I asked him first about the Minnesota Timberwolves, he started off by saying they squeaked by the Los Angeles Lakers. That right there was a big giveaway.
I didn't say squeak by. They won that series fair and square. All I said was great win. And now you get to the second round, and now you have a Curryless Warriors. Okay, let's get past them, and let's see what you can do in the Western Conference Finals. If you can get past the Curryless Warriors. But do that first before we start talking about all the rest of the other stuff. Just like with your guy Jalen, do that first. You're not there
know,
yet. Just because you're up in the series, and just because you've had some really, cool statistically appealing games, so what, man? You're still not there yet.
I know that's what you want to say to Donovan Mitchell. I know that's the message you have.
Oh boy! Oh boy! No! You had the nerve or the audacity to even broach the subject of the Cleveland Cavaliers. As much as you've been asking me, do you believe now? Do you believe now? Have they done enough for you? And what I always say, no. And what's the reason I always tell you? Because Donovan Mitchell is not a superstar.
You're going to blame Donovan Mitchell for that loss, for the series loss to the Pacers?
Yeah, if he was a legitimate superstar, he would have been able to raise the level of his game past the Indiana Pacers. Come on now. Tyrese Halliburton, Pascal Siakam. Come on now.
Pascal's a champion. You better watch your mouth. Pascal's a champion. Donovan Mitchell was the only reason that team was in striking distance.
The number one seed in the Eastern Conference, the 66-game winner, the coach of the year, 3 All-Stars, the defensive player of the year.
It's hard to argue this with fans.
Yeah,
I know he was
the year, the towel boy of the year.
You see, he was waiting on this one, fans. He was waiting on this one. I mean, they got beat by the Pacers, and the Pacers rolling kind of, sort of. The Pacers got to
look at you, man, on skates, just backstepping. They got beat by the Pacers. That's a formidable opponent. No, not really. No, not really. Not really.
The Pacers were rolling kind of, and they got injured, man. Injuries are critical. Injuries are crucial.
Okay, well, I thought they had such depth on their bench and such coaching. They had the coach of the year. They couldn't make no adjustments out there, Cameron.
They didn't have enough. They didn't have their full complement of players.
We'll see you in the second round.
Yeah, they took one on the chin. There's no arguing that one. That's not the outcome I anticipated. It didn't go 7. It's not even like it went 7 games. This was over 5 games. Gentlemen swept them right on out the playoffs. Go back to Cleveland. The Pacers secure in consecutive Eastern Conference Finals. Did you have this? I'm not sure you had this, Cleveland.
No, I did not. But once they roll the ball out, anything is possible.
I mean, so is Halliburton now? You got to. I mean, where does he stand? You're gonna have to respect this dude.
Not really. I mean, Halliburton makes a few, lucky clutch jumpers here and there, but really, yeah, he's not someone to be worried about, long term. That's for sure.
I mean, the whole team, they shot 50% in the field, 40%, 42% from 3. And in the game clinching victory. Like, I don't know if that says more about them or the Cavaliers. Like,
says more about the Cavaliers. Hey, let the Indiana Pacers bust you up for like 58% from the field. It's crazy.
So in other NBA news, reportedly Giannis is ready to move on from Milwaukee. Reportedly, I've been set against this. A lot of people are saying him to San Antonio, but if he wants to move on from Milwaukee, why is he going to go to San Antonio? I mean, I understand Wemby is there, but you're no bigger market. A lot of people. So it's been told to me that he wants to go to a bigger market. San Antonio in a bigger market, better talent. What do you think is and they have the number 2 and the number 12 draft pick. If you're Milwaukee, I call you and offer you the number 2 and the number 12 draft pick and Vassell, are you sending Giannis to me?
No, Cameron. It's going to take a little bit more than that. But they have more assets with which to do that with.
Yeah, but I mean, I'm trying not to give away the farm, but
yeah, I know. Yeah, we all know how you like to trade, and no, it's going to take a little bit more to get the former MVP of the league.
Where do you think the MVP? Where do you think he should go? Where would you like to see him go?
Ideally, you'd like to see him go to either
purple and gold. Yeah, you better say that's what
either Houston or Brooklyn.
Brooklyn.
I mean, ideally, if
he wants to win, do you want to win?
Best case scenario, you put Karl Anthony Towns and Josh Hart and somebody else on the bus, and you send them to Milwaukee for Giannis.
Ooh. You said put them on a bus. You didn't even say put them on an airplane. they get a bus treatment. They get a bus ticket, huh? I mean, that would be enticing. Miami can't do anything for him, or Miami can't do anything for Milwaukee more so. But I think KD going to Houston is a better. If I'm Houston, I'm targeting KD over Giannis.
That's absolutely. Why would you do that? Giannis is 7 years younger than Kevin Durant.
I just need a shooter. Is KD's going to cost me less, and I can just get that shooter for the next 2 to 3 years. That's all I need. Houston plays tough defense. They got rebounders. They just need somebody to put the ball in the basket. I'm going KD. And again, just let him shoot. I don't have to give up as much for Giannis. That's what I would go. They need a shooter. They just need somebody to just drop down shooting. What value does Dame have left? Now he's injured, obviously. He suffered a blood clot and was out for what value does he have? Now that if Giannis were to leave, do you think he should stay in Milwaukee, or should he try to get to Miami?
Oh, man, he has no value. I mean, no one knows how he's going to recover from the Achilles tear. So, and that's a 9-month process before we even see what he looks like. So, talking about March at the earliest next year.
Now, did you hear your guy LeBron James say this a couple weeks ago? There's other players on the court other than him and Luka. So why should they get all the blame? Did you hear that?
I did not hear that.
He said it on this podcast with him and the former coach with no experience, Steve Nash. There's other players on the court other than him and Luka, so why should they get all the blame? Can you explain some logic here? Can you? I mean, I know that's your guy. Can you be the LeBron interpreter of this one?
You know, honestly, I had not heard that, and that's typically not how LeBron talks. So, you know, maybe he was taken out of context to a certain extent.
Oh, come on. Okay.
But yeah, there is a reason that that Luka and LeBron should be getting all the blame.
And what's that reason?
Because they're Luka and LeBron, and it starts and ends there. And you know, the others, they can fill in if a few points here and there. That's great, but you know, certainly not going to be the bulk of the responsibility by any means.
I heard you and Rich are cleaning the house. You, Rich, and Rob are cleaning the house. Is that the case?
Hadn't heard that. What do you mean?
Cleaning the house. You guys, Rui's on the blocks. Everybody but Dalton Connect and Austin Reeves is on the blocks. Is available.
Oh well, yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Oh, you're ready to move like that, huh?
Yeah, I mean, you know, Luka needs a rim runner, and LeBron probably needs one more shooter, small forwardish type guy. But yeah, Vanderbilt, Gabe Vincent, Jackson Hayes. You know, we would hate to part with Rui, but if we have to, you know, he can be part of the package as well.
You would hate to pack. You would hate to pack partner. Hate to lose him. What up, Barry?
What's up, Barry?
Nice seeing you, big time. Big time. Um, MJ to join the NBC coverage of the 25-26 NBA coverage. NBC's coverage. Are you looking forward to this?
No.
You don't want to hear from the GOAT?
No.
You don't want to hear from MJ? Why not?
What's MJ got to say? I mean, other than I'm great. If I were doing it, I would have just dunked on his ass. No, I don't even really do. Hear Mike's commentary.
But you love Tom Brady.
I don't love Tom Brady. Tom Brady's cool. He's actually doing a whole entire game, right? It's not just in the booth.
You love Tony Romo. What up, Boots? What's been up, Chief? Thanks for tuning in. But you love Tony Romo, but you don't want to hear from MJ?
Tony Romo's cool. He's doing color commentary for a whole entire game. What is MJ gonna say? MJ's not doing a game. He's just gonna
he's gonna say these guys aren't ready. Watch what I tell you. And then he's gonna be putting some cats on blast.
It's whatever, man. Everybody, I mean, you know how the Jordanites feel about this. So I mean, it'll be great for them.
It'll be great for them, he says. Oh my goodness. You don't want to hear. It's gonna be like Joe Montana.
Not as good as me.
Yeah, if I was out there, this is what I would have done. Exactly.
I should have picked this pocket and ran the other way. I don't need to hear it, but if everyone else is like on, pins and needle, bated breath, great. But no, I don't need to hear it.
Clearly, Dallas won the draft lottery. What would you do with the number one pick? Cooper Flag, or would you trade out of it and try to trade for Giannis?
Oh, there's nothing else they can do but take Cooper Flag.
That's it.
That's it. And they said as much already. So.
Well, yeah, they said that's what they're gonna do. I mean, he's banging on Magic. Hey, Magic was a man. They had to put Magic.
No, but he makes a point. Like, just because you were a great player does not mean you're articulate and should be on television. Feel the same way about Michael Jordan.
Michael Jordan, at 65 years old, is much better prepared to be on television than a retired Magic Johnson. Come on, cut it out.
No. When Magic was on television is what he's talking about.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He wasn't ready to be on TV, but because it was Magic, they put him on TV. Well, I would anticipate Michael Jordan being better on TV.
Oh, really? Because he's Michael Jordan, right? He's better at everything, right?
Well, I mean, that has something to do with it, but he's a grown ass man now. Magic was still young. He was a
grown ass man when he was on the broadcast.
Who was that? Who was?
Magic Johnson.
Yeah, but I don't know that Magic. He was a younger man. I don't know that he was.
At any rate, yeah.
I don't think he was ready.
Yes, some people are eagerly anticipating it. I am not. So, yeah.
So you say Dallas has no choice but to draft Cooper Flag, which I think it'll be a good fit. I think that'll be a good fit for them. It was a good way for the NBA to clean up that trade. So, I mean, is Adam Silver just not making it too obvious so that he made the phone call to Rob and Nico and said, let's get Luka to LA and I will reward you guys with the number one pick. Is it making it too obvious?
No, he's doing it the right way. I mean, it was
the right way. Of course you would say that. Of course you would say
a trade done in secret, which led to a lottery situation, 1.8% chance of getting the number one pick, and lo and behold, they ended up with it. Go figure.
You don't have a problem with it?
That's plausible. Yeah.
That's Cleveland can't believe this crap himself. He can't believe this crap himself. Okay. Does the lottery system still work? Because the the Wizards haven't won it, the number one pick for a while. The Hawks haven't won it. Utah Jazz haven't won it. Teams like they could really, well, the Hawks, I take it back. The Hawks won it last year. The Utah Jazz haven't won it. Does the lottery system still work for the NBA?
Yeah, it works the same way as it's always worked.
When there's a real hot commodity, we'll send him. We'll make sure he goes somewhere where he's needed. Huh?
I didn't say that yet. You asked, yes, does the lottery work? And yeah, it's still a random lottery.
Should the NFL adopt the draft lottery system?
Oh boy, I wish they would, man. That would be incredible.
Do you really? So you don't like the last team, or excuse me, the team with the worst record getting the number one pick?
Oh man, if the last six got in some type of, or last seven got in some type of lottery, that would be insane. Can you imagine how many viewership would be for the NFL lottery?
Well, that was another question. that was another question of the lottery system.
Especially depending on who the number one potential overall pick could be.
Players.
Oh my God. Yeah. That would be huge.
So you think they should adopt it? I think it's pretty crazy. Let's see. What's he say? What's up, Boots? I haven't been good at predictions. I called the Cavs collapse back in November on here. Don't know if you guys have talked about that yet. We talked about the Cavs collapse. Cleveland couldn't.
We talked about the implosion, Boots. We did.
Cleveland was salivating on this. He's not. Yeah, we talked about the playoffs, not necessarily your prediction, Boots. Let us know if I chimed in and I had your prediction. What did I had your prediction on in the baseball? We ain't heard you for the World Series. You had the Cubs and somebody in the World Series. I forgot. But it's been a while since obviously the World Series. But who you got winning it all, Boots? Is OKC going to win it all? Or Minnesota? Is Minnesota going to win it all? Who you got winning it all, Boots? And Cleveland, since I know you really didn't want to, you missed getting your opportunity to talk about the Clippers. What should the Clippers do this offseason? Do you re-sign Harden? Do you give him the max?
You got to roll with this now. I mean, there's nothing else you can do but stick with Harden and Kawhi until they're in their 40s.
So they got 2 more years, so just ride out the next 2 years with Harden and Kawhi?
I guess so. I mean, it was a hard-fought series, that last series, right?
You got jokes. Cubs fans, yeah, they're not making the series. Come on now. The Pacers, are you feeling the Pacers? The Pacers over the Knicks? Did the Knicks beat the Pacers last year in the playoffs?
No, they did not.
The Knicks did not beat. No, the Pacers went on to the Eastern Conference Finals. That's right. So you got the Pacers beating them again. The Knicks not learning how to beat them.
Well, the New York Knicks actually are not in the Eastern Conference Finals. The Pacers are in the Eastern Conference Finals.
What is the record to the New York Knicks series, Cleveland? What's the record?
New York Knicks are leading the series at present 3-2.
And you have them losing with to the Boston Celtics with the Tatumless, the Celtics team at home in the Madison Square Garden. What is this going to be? Friday or Saturday?
I believe it's going to be Friday. And Cam, I'm not making any predictions. I'm just saying the series is 3-2 at present.
Why not put something on it? If you're that serious, put something on it. Say it with your chest.
That's okay.
Oh, you're not that serious.
No need. It's just no need.
Well, he ain't that serious, Boots. But the Pacers, I'm not so completely sold on Halliburton. They're balling right now. I give them their credit. Mathurin, I like Mathurin's attitude. Mathurin ain't running from no smoke. Out there being an instigator. I like what Mathurin's doing out there. Miles Turner is playing great basketball at this point. Pascal Siakam's a champion. Cleveland should have tried to shit on him earlier. Pascal's a champion, so you got to respect what he's doing. Um, I just don't have total confidence in them beating the Knicks again. The Trailblazers are being sold by the estate of Paul Allen, with the former sales process looking to extend into the next season. All proceeds will be donated to charitable causes per Allen's wishes. Interesting. What's your thoughts on the Trailblazers being sold? Any thoughts at all?
It was always part of the plan. At some point, I mean, even our beloved Seahawks is also in his will to be sold here shortly. So I'm not surprised that it's happened. I know that there was some talk in the past of Phil Knight potentially doing that, but he's gotten a little long in the tooth since the last time that kind of proposal came around. So we'll see who ultimately ends up owning them.
Yeah, it'll be interesting. I'm sure they got a few dollars they can pull out and put down on the team and just kind of let his grandchildren run the team for what it's worth. I'm sure they can spend a few bucks. You think the Pacers are playing loose and confident right now? Yeah, they are. They're playing really confident right now.
And they will be well rested. And they'll be well rested.
Because you got the Knicks and the Celtics going to 7?
Yeah, for the most part, yeah.
So who you got, Cleveland? Who you got winning the finals?
Oh, it's too early to tell all that, Cameron. We're still in the second round. We're still trying to figure out who's going to be in the conference finals of each conference. So, yeah.
Are you not ready to make a prediction?
No.
Who do you have going into the Eastern and Western Conference Finals?
Not ready to make that prediction. I'm just enjoying the second round, Cameron.
this little sexy guy. You guys hear him? I thought you were a gambler. Now you're a gambler. You want to invert all gambling questions.
I'm just an interested observer right now, and all these series have been really robust, really a lot of thick storylines, and I'm just waiting to see what happens.
Well, let's switch to the NFL. How many games does Shedeur Sanders start for the Browns this season?
I'm not sure Shedeur starts any games for the Browns this season.
You're not sure he starts any games?
No.
Well, Flacco, you got them riding with Flacco all season long?
I believe Kenny Pickett's their starting quarterback, right?
How many games is Kenny Pickett? You got them riding with Kenny Pickett all season long?
Not sure.
Or you got Gabriel. Oh, yeah, you got Gabriel.
They did pick Gabriel in front of Shedeur.
Oh, you like Gabriel. That's right. I forgot about that. You like Gabriel.
No, not really.
Like Gabriel. Pac-12 guy.
No.
Or Big 10 guy. Was it Big 10, Big 12? What is it now? Big 15, Big 17? What is it?
Oregon is in the Big 10. But I'm not an Oregon fan, as you well know.
But I mean, you say you're not sure Shedeur starts any games this season?
I'm not sure he starts any.
I disagree with that. You don't think he can beat out Gabriel?
Gabriel's not the starting quarterback.
Okay, but do you think he can beat out Gabriel?
I don't know. We'll see. He should be able to.
Pickett's not going to be around. You're going to see who Pickett is. Flacco is an older guy. They're not expecting Flacco. I don't think there's
all the quarterbacks. I mean, it's quite a rotation.
You're right. Yeah, you're right. They got to get rid of somebody, and I don't think Pickett and Gabriel are.
Let's change the question. How many games do you have Shedeur Sanders starting this year?
Oh, I mean, he'll be starting by week 8 or 9.
Oh, okay.
I think he'll be starting by then. So another 8 or 9 games, depending on. I mean, they're not gonna be in the playoffs. Who picks up Nick Chubb? The Browns say they're not gonna re-sign him. He's coming off. He tore his knee up 2 years ago. So last year, really, he wasn't that guy. He was on the field, but he wasn't the Nick Chubb who we've grown accustomed to seeing. Who picks him up?
Seems like a very natural fit with the Dallas Cowboys. We'll see.
Dallas Cowboys, Atlanta Falcons, um, shoot, Miami Dolphins. A lot of teams could use him. How will you remember Derek Carr?
As a serviceable quarterback.
That was it. That's it.
Flashes of brilliance, but nothing spectacular.
A one-time MVP candidate.
Wow, I don't go that far with it. I would say he had a few flashes of brilliance. I think he's a 3-time Pro Bowler.
Yeah, I'm not really sure. Yeah, when the Raiders went 12-4 that year, he was an MVP candidate. He played really solid. Then he dived and tried to stick the ball over the goal line and mess up his arm, and we didn't see him no more that season. Derek Carr, like you say, serviceable quarterback. Trey Henderson battling the Bengals for a new deal. Says he won't play on his current deal. The Bengals aren't returning his phone calls. The Bengals don't want to talk to him, don't want to talk about a new deal. Drafted somebody else. What do you think is going on in Cincinnati?
They depleted all their funds on the other side of the ball and understand they can't really afford someone of that stature at that position. So they can't pay him what he wants. So what is there to talk about?
So why not trade him?
They're stubborn. They're old school. Probably should have traded him for a first or second.
It doesn't make sense. Trade him if you're not gonna play him. You're gonna play him, but you're not gonna. You don't want him. Keep him. Just let him play out this year. Just trade the guy.
Yeah, he's a week 11 guy from what I can see.
No, he'll show up week 11. The Ravens give Derrick Henry 2-year, $30 million extensive, 25 guarantee. What's your thoughts on this deal?
Wise. Great move. 1,900 yards last year.
The Vikings will make NFL history by playing consecutive international games in different countries, facing the Steelers in Ireland and the Browns in England. Impressed or not impressed?
That sounds like a lot to put on an NFL franchise that's trying to make the playoffs. Now you got to navigate in different countries. Like, that's cool. I mean, they're millionaires and all, so it shouldn't be that tough. But at the same time, wow, 2 different cultures. That's no other team does that. So why are you putting that on them?
Oh, I mean, it's a lot. You're dealing with your own squad. You don't show up, and it's not like they're going out there trying to get a taxi from stadium from the practice field to the stadium.
So it's 2 different countries speaking 2 different languages. Is that what you said? Okay.
No. I said it's not like they're out there trying to get a taxi cab to go from practice.
Yeah, but it is 2 different countries, right?
Yeah, well, yes, it is.
Okay.
Yes, it is. So we recently had the schedule release. Just recently, have you had a chance to look at the schedule, see what your Seahawks are doing?
I did. I looked at my Hawks schedule a little bit.
What your Hawks talking about?
If they are who they say they are, I don't see anything less than 11-6. That's a pretty easy schedule on paper.
11-6. That's what you said?
Yeah, they were 10-7 last year. This schedule looks 11-6 to me.
Let me see the Seahawks schedule. What we got here? So they got primetime games. September 25th, they play the Cardinals. They play your Texans on the 20th of October. They play the Commanders. They play the Rams. Those are all primetime games. He says 11-6. But I can't find the schedule on these chumps. This is the year 50 of the Seattle Seahawks, Cleveland. What's your fondest memory of these Seahawks? Do you have a fondest memory? Or is the winning the Super Bowl is the end all be all?
Yeah, winning the Super Bowl is the fondest memory.
Winning the Super Bowl. Did you go to the parade?
Yeah,
Where
absolutely.
were you? Huh? I remember it was cold. I just saw pictures of where were you got? Where were you located? Or where were you stationed?
I was at the stadium actually when I came back around.
So they finished up at the stadium.
Mm-hmm.
So September 7th, they play the 49ers, the Steelers, the Saints, the Cardinals, the Buccaneers, the Jaguars, the Texans. They have their bye. What is that? Week 8. The Washington Commanders, as I mentioned, the Cardinals, the Rams, the Texans, the Vikings, the Falcons, the Colts, the Rams.
Twice.
Huh?
Only play the Texans once.
Did I say that? Did I mention them again? The Titans, Vikings, Falcons, Colts, Rams, Panthers, and they finish the season with the Niners. So you said, what were the losses? Did you count?
I said I saw 11.
11 wins.
Yeah.
And who they're losing to? They split into with the Rams. They split in with the Niners, right? Those are 2 losses. Who else do you have them losing to?
Potentially the Texans if they are who they say they are. Potentially the Commanders if they are who they say they are. And that's about it.
The Cardinals once?
Not necessarily.
They'll have a stupid loss to the Cardinals. I can see that. So that's 5 losses. Well, you got 6 losses though.
I said 11-6 at a quick early glance. I had not broken down the entire schedule to its extent already. It just came out like 20 minutes ago. But
are you comfortable? How do you like the draft pick? Are you comfortable with the draft? Dude from North Dakota State. Are you concerned that he didn't play? It was North Dakota State. They didn't play no top level competition.
no.
Does that concern you at all? Why not?
It's been very well vetted. Everyone from the top to the bottom has said he's the guy. He had an incredible senior bowl or senior practice. Steve Hudson is taking him under his wing. He's wearing number 76, saying all the right things, doing all the right things. So anybody that has anything to say about him is nothing but positive. He's the guy.
Which other draft picks excite you or are you excited about?
The safety.
The second round pick. Ikawari, excuse me for mispronouncing your name, but I thought their defensive backfield was kind of set. We'll see. We'll see how things work out. I'm looking at the Dolphins schedule right now. Have you took a peek at the Dolphins schedule?
No, not really, but I assume they'd be like 9-8, somewhere in there.
Yeah, that sounds about right. Maybe 8-9. Maybe 8-9. Colts, Patriots, Buffalo Bills, Jets, Panthers, Chargers, Browns, Falcons, Ravens, Bills, Commanders bye in week 12. Saints, Jets, Steelers. Oh, they get a reunion with the Culture Center. Bengals, Buccaneers, and they finish off with the New England Patriots.
Well, that schedule sounds fairly easy.
It sounds easy, but
Tyreek hasn't had any more kids or any.
They should trade Tyreek. I mentioned that before, but that's not going to happen. They still need a quarterback. They didn't get a backup quarterback, so they're still in trouble in that respect. So they're looking at 9 wins again. Yeah, they're looking at 9 wins again. Let's see if we can do this here. Derek Carr's out. You like Monroe? You like Milroe for real?
No.
You like? What were they thinking with that pick?
That they could develop him into a running quarterback that can pass, as opposed to the other way around, which is what your quarterback's supposed to be able to do. A passing quarterback that might be able to run. They got it in reverse.
My goodness, this is gonna be. I mean, this is gonna be worth watching. And definitely, I guess, make some preseason game worth watching. But I don't know. I don't understand the direction that your new coaching staff is going in. I'll say that I don't understand the direction.
And I'll be honest with you, Cameron, I don't either. I'm just crossing my fingers and hope that it becomes clearer as we go along.
Well,
it's very cloudy for me.
Him and John sitting there. I don't know if you're watching their press conference, hear him talk about the players after the draft, et cetera, et cetera. They seem real cool and like old hat. John is just talking like, this is old hat. I've done this a million times. I know what I'm doing. Like he has four Super Bowl rings up in the rafters. That's how I felt. He was coming across like he had 40 things, and maybe he got some somewhere else that I'm unfamiliar with. But that's how he was coming off. That's how it was coming off. Cleveland, you want to stick around or you got to go?
I'm going to have to part ways, my friend.
Let's give Cleveland a round of applause. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for joining us tonight. Cleveland, let the people know where they can find you.
At Clevie Wonder on Twitter and TikTok, and Cleveland still on Instagram.
And what else you got going on? Cleveland, let the fans know what else you got going on.
Oh, at this time, I'm just, writing the book and working on my screenplay.
How's that going? We going to see something here in the near future in this year?
Oh, I don't know. I mean, the screenplay should be done in the next 4 to 6 weeks. Got a few people I have looking at it, and we'll see where it goes from there.
So do we need to submit names or tallies for the film festival, like Canes Film Festival or Santa Monica Film Festival?
I will definitely let you know once it's kind of been reviewed and selected at any of those genres for sure.
Well, that's pretty dope, man. Thanks again for tuning in to the Voice of the Fans podcast. We appreciate your time and your effort, your what you put into the show. We appreciate it. Thank you, Cleveland. Have a good evening, sir. We'll talk back at you soon.
Talk soon, bro.
Yeah, go check. That was Cleveland. Still go check Cleveland out. Fans, we are here. You may notice my background. We are here at the Riverside Casino where they have free bonus plays Sunday through Thursday, 11 a.m. through 8 p.m. Fridays and Saturdays, 11 a.m. to 4 p.m. Qualified players can receive up to $1,000 in free play. 2 winners every hour. And this is at the Great American Casino / Riverside Casino, 14040 Inner Bourbon Avenue South, Tukwila, Washington, 98168. That's for the free bonus play. They also have the Wheel Bounce Back. First Saturday of the month. Last month's winners of the free bonus play and the claw machine, they get a chance they're invited back for a buffet party every other month. And there's 2 winners per hour. You get a chance to spin the wheel for 2 times whatever you get. Second wheel, spin 3 times whatever you get. Third wheel, spin 4 times whatever you get. And the fourth wheel, spin whatever you get. These are the winners of the weekly competitions. They're every Saturday on the first Saturday of every month. The first Saturday every month. That is here once again at the Great American Casino, 14040 Inner Bourbon Avenue South, Tukwila, Washington. Make sure you come check these guys out. They do have nice drink specials. They do have nice happy hour specials as well That's actually what got me here, fellas. Is a happy hour special, decent drink menus, and the nice happy hour buffets. Not a buffet, excuse me. Nice happy hour dishes, chicken wings, obviously, cheese sticks. They have quesadillas. They have a lot of good stuff here. And this is, again, at the Great American / Riverside Casino, 14040 Interbourbon Avenue South, Tukwila, Washington. Once again, let's give them a round of applause. Fans, every week I like to give you this week in history segment just to kind of encourage yourselves, update you guys on the history, and then encourage yourself to kind of be better than who we are. And this is why I tell these stories. May 16th, 1826, John Rushworm became the first African-American college graduate in recorded history, receiving a first degree from Bowdoin College in Maine. May 2nd, 1920, the first game of the National Negro Leagues was played in Indianapolis. May 17, 1954, U.S. Supreme Court ruled on Brown versus Board of Education. The landmark decision was declared that segregation in public schools was unconstitutional. The unanimous decision was read by Chief Justice Earl B. Warren. May 12, 1998, Wendy Fitzwilliam, Miss Trinidad and Tobago is crowned Miss Universe in Honolulu. May 13, 1985, police drop a bomb device on the home and the headquarters of the movement, a loose-knit organization whose all members adopted the surname Africa and preached against technology. 11 people, including 5 children, were killed. 250 people were left homeless after they blew up the house. That was the police in Philadelphia. And that wasn't that long ago, fans. That was 1985. May 14, 1963, Arthur Ashe become the first African-American to qualify for the U.S. Davis Cup at the age of 22. May 15, 1911, Kappa Alpha Psi was founded on the campus of Indiana University. And that is this week in history, fans. Fans, also, I want to know what you guys think of Mr. Bill Belichick's relationship. Do you think this is going to cause him to lose his job as head coach of the University of North Carolina? He's had to fight conversations about her being potentially banned from the work office or her being banned from football operations. Do you guys see him coaching the Tar Heels this offseason or this season? Or when June comes and they has $1 million buyout, will he be bought out? Do you expect the Tar Heels to buy him out? What's your thoughts on this? Is this a nasty situation, or is this just a girl looking for a little bit more power and control than she may have had in the past? What you guys' thoughts about this? I find this rather interesting. I don't expect him to lose his job, no, as Cleveland mentioned. But I think it's a bad look. It's probably an interesting look. Bill was known as a control freak, and all of a sudden now he's letting the little young, the young lady into his office, and she's making decisions. She's answering phone calls, and she's setting meeting for him. That seems kind of peculiar, guys. What do you guys think about that? I could have it wrong, but that seems kind of peculiar. Pete Rose and Shoeless Jackson was reinstated by Major League Baseball this season. Rose's reinstatement does not guarantee Hall of Fame induction, but it will be considered by the Classic Baseball Era Committee in 2027, December 2027. Should Pete Rose been banned from baseball? Should that ban have kept him out of the Hall of Fame? Baseball has a lot of unwritten rules. That's why Mark McGwire is not in the Hall of Fame. Sammy Sosa, Barry Bonds, Aaron Rodriguez, or A-Rod. Do you think these guys are deserving of the Hall of Fame? Do you think they should be in the Hall of Fame because they were some of the best players of their era? Should there be a plaque next to them that says these guys, Barry Bonds was suspected of PEDs but never tested positive? Rodriguez, should it be said that he admitted to taking steroids so he can live up to a contract that he signed? I mean, Mark McGwire and Sammy Sosa, do they need to announce that they were taking steroids to gain the attention of baseball fans, recapture the attention of baseball fans in 1998 during their Chicks Love the Long Ball era? I mean, there's a lot of variables go around there. This is kind of a conversation that a lot of people have. I don't know. They should be inducted. They were the best of their era. Mark McGwire, Sammy Sosa, Barry Bonds. They should certainly be in. They should also the history of baseball can't be told without these guys, and therefore the history of baseball should be told with these guys. Here are the players that admitted or were suspected of using PEDs, and they're in the Hall of Fame because they were so great. But at the same time, we must acknowledge that the suspicion they have for them using the PEDs, or the reasons that they've been set out for so long. I'm for letting them in and just posting their inequities. I'm for posting it in. The fans in WNBA tips off this weekend. How many of you guys are looking forward to WNBA basketball? And not just for Caitlin and Clark. This year you got Paige Beckers hitting the courts. You're gonna have the French chick, Dominique Malonga, the dunker from France, playing for the Seattle Storm. Should be interesting. A lot of you guys say if the females dunked, the game would be much better. Well, here you go. You dunker coming right at you. Are you guys watching the WNBA? If so, stick with me. I'll be covering the Seattle Storm for this season, and I'll be trying to give you guys some insights. Make sure you guys check Voice of the Fans on YouTube for the interviews that I've already conducted. Some of them already posted. But being that I'm up here in Seattle, I'll cover them for a minute. The Major League Baseball game is having their annual game now at Rickwood Field in Birmingham, Alabama. Are you guys excited for Major League Baseball to revisit Rickwood Field? Now, Major League Baseball put upwards of I think it's like $2 million into refurbishing the stadium and the field itself. But are you guys interested in Major League playing at Rickwood Field? Help me out. I'm not sure. Let me know. Are you guys interested? Fans, I want to thank you. Give yourselves a round of applause for being with us this long. Give yourself another round of applause. Thank you for sticking with us through our transition. Thank you for sticking with the Voice of the Fans. Give Cleveland a round of applause as well for tuning in and being part of the show tonight. The quote, fans, I want to leave you guys with tonight is, do not wait. The time will never be just right. Start where you stand and work with whatever tools you have at your command. And better tools will be found as you go along. Napoleon Hill. I just had a conversation with a friend and telling me that she wasn't going to do something. She was waiting for the time to be right. And fans, the time is never right. Don't wait. The time will never be just right. It will never be just right. There'll always be something to do. Something will always pop up. But when you're chasing your dream, chasing your passion, fans, you just have to be uber focused, have your blinders on, and go after it. Start where you stand. Work with whatever tools you may have at your command. I mean, whatever you do, make that happen. Do it from there. And as you grow, better tools will be found as you go along to make you better at your task, to make you better at what you're doing. But you have to start somewhere, fans. You have to start that dream, start that goal. You have to get after that. And then as you go along the process, there'll be some things that come and help you out. So whatever that dream is, fans, whatever that dream is, if you want to build a deck in the back of your house, you're going to have to start with a plan. You want to change the oil in your car, you're going to have to start with a plan. You could do it, but you have to start with a plan. Whatever you want to do, if you want to become the best librarian in the city of wherever you are, in Kansas City, Chicago, Illinois, Jacksonville, Florida, you can do it, but you got to start somewhere and start. Why not start where we're at? And that's all I'm saying to you, fans, is this quote from Napoleon Hill. Do not wait. The time will never be just right. Start where you stand and work with whatever tools you may have at your command. And better tools will be found as you go along. Napoleon Hill. Thank you. I want to thank you, fans, for tuning in to the Voice of the Fans podcast. This is your man, Cam. As always, fans, I want to say thank you again for tuning in. Give yourself a round of applause. And as always, fans, thank you for making our voice your choice. Have a good night.